You know, actually thinking back, I was actually thinking back of the early scenes of Prince of Persia: The Two Thrones, which of course it wasn't called Prince of Persia: The Two Thrones back then. I think it had a couple of name changes, like well, first it was just called Prince of Persia 3, and then it was called Prince of Persia Kaina Blades or Kenika Blades, something like that. Come on, let's get this bastard. You are dead! Woohoo! Of course. Don't know why you have to do a dramatic, I will jump over you and shit. And you're gonna die because you deserve it. Seriously, these guys are tough. I just stabbed them and nothing happened. What the fuck? Ugh. That really makes no sense. But yeah, the early scenes, the Dark Prince and the Prince actually looked very different. Except for, I think the Prince was wearing leather armor instead of this white cloak he has on. And I think he has some kind of scarf around his neck. Of course, a scarf around his neck, not around his waist. Which actually, I kind of preferred that design because it kind of makes him look like he was more stealthy in a way. But I don't know what the Prince was intended to be back then. I think he was supposed to be more on combat, and of course, I think he was supposed to be running away from enemies, which I don't think you actually do, which is weird because you're on the run. I also looked back on the first trailer that was shown. I think it was the E3 trailer at 2006, which funny enough that was the same time where they showed oh, I don't know, Final Fantasy 13. But let's not get into that in a moment. This is gonna annoy me because I didn't read that properly. But funny enough, the trailer kind of looked like they had CG scenes that should have been in the game, but it just never did. It was odd. And it actually looked much better than the CG scenes you see here. Since, you know, the Prince doesn't look like the Prince, but in the trailer, the Prince looks like the fucking Prince in CG. I'm like, how can you mess that up? Also, the Dark Prince looked a lot different as well. And weirdly enough, the Prince still had the Amulet of Time with him. Which is, I think, was trying to show that the Amulet of Time did something to him, and he created the Dark Prince, which I know the Dark Prince was in another Prince of Persia game, which I think was Prince of Persia 2. Some Mirrors of Shadows or something like that. I know it was got something to do with mirrors and shadows. But I just find it really odd, and I felt that the early trailers of Prince of Persia actually looked a lot better. And I also felt the early scenes of Prince of Persia, which I think these were in-game scenes I saw in a magazine one time, looked a lot better as well. There was also scenes where there was nighttime. Oh! Whoops! That didn't mean to happen. I didn't actually see that. I actually didn't see the thing you're supposed to grab on there. I don't know what it's called. Oh, I got a bit of a cold. Come on, Jammy, get this right. I actually forgot you had to slow things down to grab these. Okay, let's kill this bastard. Also, there's a lot of other scenes that made a lot of sense in the early trailers. I just don't know where they went wrong with this game. Don't get me wrong, I don't hate it, but they actually made a lot of stupid... you know, it just confuses me how they made this game. There's a lot of weird things on with it as well. I'll just tell you about my thoughts on the speed kills. The speed kills are just okay. They're not exactly brilliant, but they're not bad either. Ah, if I need to climb up there, yeah. I think the problem is the speed kills are just there. And it looks like I had to still kill this one as well. I know what they're thinking with the stealth kills and the parkour climbing. It's not a bad idea. This is sort of like an early creation of Assassin's Creed, which of course done by the same people. You know, Prince of Persia were the creators of, you know, Assassin's Creed. So maybe this was their early experimentations, possibly, but I doubt it. Try to make sure where I'm going next. Seems like gonna be another. That was a weird noise. It's kind of odd how you don't have, you know, to look around corners. And that was an odd angle. Usually it does a dramatic camera angle to show you everything, but nope, it didn't. I don't know what I think about the new platforming parts, you know, throwing your knife into those things and that weird whatever that is. Run, press triangle. Ah, okay. Just trying to remember what I'm supposed to do here. As I said, this game, this probably is a bit more memorable than Warrior Within. Seriously, Warrior Within was stupid, and I really did hate the music in that game. Not all of it was bad, but just most of it wasn't really that good. Don't know why it says press triangle. You didn't have to press triangle to do that. I just press X and that was it. Oh, what the hell.
I should be resting now, recovering from my time away, or sitting with Father. Instead, I'm forced to run and hide, sneaking about like a common thief, hunted in my own city.
You're not really hunted. I don't really get that feeling or impression that the prince is getting hunted. I got that more of an impression in the fucking E3 trailer than this game, actually. I don't think you ever see him getting chased or hunted in any sort of way, which is kind of disappointing. You could have exciting chase scenes on the rooftops, which I believe there is none in this. And, you know, the trailers actually did show it. Oh, how did I miss? I didn't miss, actually. I think I was a bit too late. Oh my god, he can fight? Ah! Jesus, I need to get him down because he's more threatening than that guy. Ah, there we go, he's down. You know, it's obvious these guys are going to turn to sand creatures soon. Or some kind of sand monster. And yes, they are tougher. And it's best to avoid them. With a lot of stealth kills. Is he dead? You better be dead, you fuck. Yeah, I am really glad they did bring back the original voice actor for this prince. You guys, I really hate it when they do that. You know, suddenly they decide to change the character's voice and his looks very dramatically. But yeah, again, it has been 8 years. And I'm glad they kept, but those CG scenes you just saw earlier, they are really annoying me. Just the prince looks so different. I'm like, how can you not spot this? He looks completely different. Actually, that kind of reminds me of Infamous 2, where they completely changed the character design look. But I won't be getting into that until I get to Infamous. Ah, another drinking watering hole fountain thing.
Should I continue from here? I will continue my story from here next time.
And it doesn't make sense that you're the storyteller in this game. Wonder why, people? You will see soon once I get to the part. I think the traps are a little less vicious in this. But I do like how they come up with new traps each time, or bring back some similar ones from Sands of Time. Go! Oh shit! Mistimed that. I mistimed that. Whoops! I think Prince of Persia The Two Thrones is a little bit of a mess when it comes to what it wants to be